Hello, hello. Oh no. Hold on to the phone. Uno momento, por favor. I've got an issue right now, okay? Bear with me. I'll put something interesting on the screen. Give me a sec. These bloody headphones. Headphones. I've got to change a setting every time it updates. Because if I talk, it cuts everything out. Meant to be super helpful and whatever. Not really. What's a Monday without a tech goodie? That's it. That's right, gamer. Of course. You're getting your second coffee. Beautiful. Lazy Sketch Guy, what's going on? All right, give me a moment. I will be with you shortly. How have you been doing, by the way? Speak to chat off. Thank you. All right. Now, let's reconnect, and then we'll be on our way. Come here. System settings. Let's go a little bit of Bluetooth. And I should... Back to caster. Maybe it paused it because it's trying to be tricky and smart. And we're back. All right, cool. Music's back on. The stream's back on. I mean, it never turned off really, but here we are. All right, get this out of the way. So today I'm feeling a bit, I feel like I just want to do some line work, right? So here I've got my stream figure sketch. No, my stream figure reference. Okay. Also, Instagram. Quick question. Am I frozen? No, I shouldn't be anymore. Maybe I was just holding that stupid face. All right. Toki, what's up, Julio? Good morning. We should be back now. I hope. Are we back? You work? Beautiful. All right, Fahar, what's going on? So I reckon today I feel like exploring some shapes. All right. I've been doing a lot of painting, a lot of this kind of stuff. All right. What I would like to do is get some line work in. You know what I mean? Cleanse the palette a little bit. I've been doing a little bit of that. All right. So what I might do, I like this guy stood out to me. Okay, so we might get a little start and see if we can not get something feeling kind of okay. That's not very enthusiastic, but look, for a warm-up, kind of okay works for me, you know. Toki, been good. Been good. I don't know if you guys ever have this. Sometimes I'll just take a day every few months just to clean out all my like hard drives and everything, to like clean everything up, all like loose media. Did one of those the other day. It's the same as cleaning up your office. It's as good as a holiday. So I've been doing that. Getting prepped for the big old trip to the USA. Might as well mention that up front. Going to be at Lightbox this year in beautiful California, Pasadena. Going to be doing it with my good friend Rembert Montold. I'll show you Rembert, aka Remby. I don't think anyone else calls him that, but so yeah. So we'll be sitting next to each other. He'll be doing all this cool stuff. I'll just be hanging out, you know. Absolute legend in the industry. But no, really looking forward to it. I think I've got most things. I've got to do my like the business cards. That's what I've got to get printed. Add some stickers maybe. Fat Cafe. Oh, what a return. Love it. How you doing, my friend? I just finished a drawing. It took me like 7 to 8 hours because I'm so indecisive. Oh, tell me about it. I spent a whole day, right, noodling on this guy on another program that I'm testing out. And I don't think it looked any better than this, you know? But that just happens sometimes, you know? You just got to experiment. Give yourself some exploration leeway. All right. So I'm trying to find these shapes first. Too big, too long. Also went to something in Adelaide here called Paper Cuts, I think. It was like a comic book expo kind of thing. Gave me the Lightbox vibes, which was cool. Supported my friend Michelle. Okay, so I'm not going too far from the reference here. I want to sort of like understand what's going on with these shapes. Got a little bit of that empty space here, you know. USA is so nice. I'd love to go there someday. Highly recommend it. Top bloke here. What's going on? Just wanted to ask, what do you think is better for practicing drawing, painting, and painting objects / tangible things, or doing primitive exercises first? Why not have both? You know what I mean? I need to get some like, I've seen some streamers, they've got like videos and stuff that they like play. They've probably got like a soundboard, like a switchboard or something. And I want that, like that little girl with the, in the ad, because I say that a lot. There's no, like better or worse thing to do. There's no reason why you can't do it in the same session. You know, I might say here, for example, all right, I want to understand, let's say how this arm just goes back ever so slightly, right? So I might do a couple of primitives. Just, I think you could call this like a call out, right? Primitive here. Right, because it's going back this way. You know, this music is annoying me, but that's okay. Right, another primitive. Maybe it's like the head as a box. Going back in, no, that's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Head as a box going back in space just as a thing. If you wanted to, then you could like move it up a little bit. right? And then you could say, okay, I want to tilt it even more. Right, so you can start to play and then come back to the drawing that you're doing. This is the thing, especially if you're working with digital, like, man, there's so much freedom to do whatever you want. And you don't have to show anyone anything. Doing nice, man. Just moved into a new office. Oh, fantastic. And I'm getting my feet back into illustration for real, little by little, you know, children illustration specifically. Very nice, man. That's awesome. By office, I mean kind of like my own studio. That's fantastic. This is my studio / office. It's just a room, you know. We can call it whatever we want. I've called it Ben Eblin Studios. Plural. Why? I don't know. Because it sounds better than just one. Fake it till you make it, you know what I'm saying? Lazy sketch guy, really nice example. Thank you, sir. All right, so he's going to be sitting on something. Back in space here. So here I can find like that horizon line kind of in the middle. Okay. We can just make sure we're grounding everything. And then we can come back through and do another round. Also, every now and then, I would recommend just slowing down a little bit, you know? Let's call it a bungalow. Oh, I like it. Gee, what's going on? So because oftentimes it's like, all right, if it's just a rough sketch, you can just go like, which is fine. You do what you want. But sometimes I like to slow down a little bit, you know? So let's see. All right. Now, what might I be focusing on here? Maybe it's just simplicity of line, right? Not going for likeness, not going for anything, but just being really deliberate with the lines that I put down. Right? And almost looking at the reference a little bit longer than usual. Esther, how you doing? All right, glasses. Throw it down here and observe. All right. Maybe an indication of the eye here. And observe. Nose, maybe a little bit darker on the bottom. Just to indicate a bit of that cast, that light source. You know, light sources don't just work within painting alone. All right. Just sketches don't have to be quick. They've got that feel, that like that default feeling of like quickness, which again can be cool, right? The hands on the pose really look complicated to approach to me. That's all right. We'll figure it out. And they look complex to me as well. I hadn't really noticed them. I just saw the bundle of them there, and I went for it. So let's see what we can do when we get there. All right. Got to cross that bridge when we get there. John Tofi just did my first live portraiture event yesterday. Oh, fantastic, man. Big milestone for me. Also selling prints of my illustrations, overcoming my perfectionism. Huge. to finally take the plunge, launching a real business. Ah, fantastic. Have you ever had a tent at festivals? I haven't. I've had a table at Lightbox. That's it. And that was my first experience with that. But no, the live portraiture, that's wicked. That's very good. Congrats, man. So how do you reckon it went? It's stressful, a lot like stand-up comedy, high stake. Ooh, good analogy. That's cool. All right, let's see if we can tackle these hands, hey? Let's come here. Wrist. The bulk of the hand. I'm not worried about all the fingers just yet. I'm looking at this sort of like plane of the hand here. All right. If we break it down into the larger shapes to smaller shapes, we can maybe figure it out. We'll see. So it kind of looks a bit odd, right? So we've got to almost think about the silhouette more so of these fingers. And we're simplifying here as well, so we don't want to be going all into the nitty-gritties too crazily, you know. Indication of the thumb. Right, leave it there for now. Got a bit of an indication of his latissimus in here, so that's kind of like rounded. This is what I mean, like taking it slow, observing, seeing if we can understand a little bit about the shapes. Get rid of this little chin bit there. Big details first is something I have to remind. Yeah, me too. Me too. Emiliano, how you doing? Welcome. All right, so we got the belt. Here and here. All right, just that little indication. All right, because even though this is side on, we still have to think about the three. I mean, you don't have to do anything. I am going to be thinking about the 3 dimensions of stuff. All right, because it's still got dimension, even though it is side on. All right, trying to abbreviate some of these wrinkles because there's a bunch of them. But just trying to pick out some of the key ones. You know, iron out some of those details. Alright, slowly getting there. Pablo, how you doing? Can finally see you live. You're always ahead of me. Here in Argentina, it's still Sunday. Oh, man. Glad to have you. Welcome. Okay. See, it's also these little things, right? Like you might be inclined just to like throw the pant leg down there, but the pant leg is actually going to be scooped up that way. All right, we can also add the seam of the pant there to give it more dimension, more depth. Could simplify the shoe a little bit. All right, and this guy's going to be poking back in this direction. All right, because we've got our horizon line here, let's say. Now I think now these, oh, maybe it's a bit too short, a bit too small with the shoes. All right, so we can even simplify it first. Nothing wrong with that. Try and get the angles right, and then come back through and add in all the little angles and details and whatever. Also, how long, this is how out of touch I am, particularly on Instagram. How long has Instagram had reposting? Is that like a new thing? I feel like that's fairly new. All right, because we got, so here, what I'm thinking about, if we've got our horizon line, okay, almost as if like if we were drawing a box, we're going to be seeing the top of that box until we get to the horizon line, which we won't see either. And then we might start seeing a little bit of that box below. All right, not the exact same angle or anything like with the feet, but the feet would sit somewhere within this plane. You know what I mean? All right, that's how I'm thinking about it. Not doing any of the lines and drawing any of the horizon lines or anything like that. Just thinking about that the vanishing point line, sorry. That's what I'm thinking about. What can I see on top and what can I see below? Ah, Clarissa, how you doing? Reposting was introduced earlier this summer. Yeah, interesting. How interesting. That adds a whole different thing to it, right? Are we going to be seeing you at Lightbox this year, Clarissa? Now they also have a nice iPad version to the app as well. Oh, I did see that. That's very cool. Hero, what's happening, man? Hi, Ben. I'll work on the assignment while watching this stream. Fantastic. Looking forward to seeing what you come up with, man. You've been doing fantastic. Fantastic work. Alekrim, hi, Ben. In a live stream. where you showed your realism process. It reminded me a lot of Charles Bargues' method. Interesting. Is that a coincidence, or did you study him too? That's a coincidence. I never studied the Bargue. Is it the Bargue? There's like a thing, like the Bargue plates, or the Bargue tablet. Like there's something that you study, potentially. Or I'm completely wrong. But no, I never actually studied him. Yeah, I made it this time. I've been missing a lot of your lives. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How you doing? Good. Super sad for not joining your class. Work has been chaotic lately, but I'll be there on Sunday. Oh, fantastic. Nice one. 12 around August 6th they announce it. Nice. Yeah, no, I want to start like just on my own the other day. I was trying to I would like to get more of a traditional feel via digital, but even traditional mediums. Hello. Are we back? Let me know out there. Oh, thank God. I didn't even do anything. I don't know what I do wrong. I have no idea what I do wrong. I feel like I was just chatting. And then it just... Hello? Okay, that's just a music thing. Ugh. What a nightmare. Yeah, typical me. It is. It is. It is me. I feel like I can't imagine other streamers go through this much just fluffing about. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, technical. Turns out I got speech difficulties as well. EJ Harris Art. Hey Ben, were you at Paper Cuts yesterday? I was. Okay, and we're back. Anshan Puthi Yadath. Hello. Yeah, I got no idea what went on there. I can't remember what I was saying. I think I asked Kel Bell how the little one was doing. And then everything just went to shit. But we are back. Getting a little bit of this perspective going. All right. Not bad. Not amazing. Not bad. Didn't really push any of the shapes. But we've got time for that. I feel like I want to push his neck a little bit forward. So he's like intently listening to something. EJ Harris. I saw you in the crowd. Oh, you had a table. Oh, man, you should have said hi. How'd you go? Was it a good day? You're talking about traditional art into digital. Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to do that. That's about it. I don't know. I was just rambling on. EJ Harris, it was a great day. Paper cuts is always fantastic. Yeah, I've got to get onto the paper cuts kind of thing. I reckon that'll be good fun. Diz Williams tattoo. The posture is real. True. Tell me the brush you're using right now. It is one I've been working on. Flat flowy. Right. I haven't had a moment to release it, but it shall be released. C. Andredesenos. My apologies for the butcher. How you doing? Oh, Benji is good. Thank you for asking. You turned 1 in August. Oh, congrats. My oldest boy's 4 in November. Fighting for, oh my goodness. You got to make sure you're looking after yourself. Getting that sleep in. Oh, Mr. Knee. Everyone, pause for a moment. Welcome, Christian, to the chat. What's happening, dude? Oh, Remby's here. Oh. Tell that beautiful man I say hi. Will you release the brush for Procreate or just Photoshop? Oh no, it will be for Procreate as well. Yeah, because I had to tweak it a little bit. Because I was testing it out in the workshop. Speaking of, Remby's got to gonna have a course out very soon on Proco. Actually, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Am I allowed to say that? Well, I said it. Hopefully, I can say that. I don't see why not. It's not out yet, but it's gonna be. What program do you use to make these drawings? This one is in Photoshop. Currently. All right, we will switch references momentarily. I did find a couple prior to the stream, giving a little bit of that fake shine. I mean, it's all, there's no real shine here. It's just pixels on a screen, but given that little bit of a leaving out some of the highlights there. I tell you what, doing the workshop about light and all that kind of stuff has been fantastic. It was great to like really nail and spend time on the fundamentals again. And it even clarified a lot of stuff for me as well. Of stuff that I kind of knew intuitively, but that like the reasoning behind it. If you ever want to have your mind blown, right? Start looking up like specular highlights and concave mirrors. They do some bloody weird things. Hi Ben, just saw your stylized art video on Procreate. It's been really helpful for helping me learn how to add color. Oh, fantastic. Oh, I'm glad to hear it. John, got to run. Love coming to these though. I tend to get to bed early though. I'm on East Coast. You gotta get that sleep in, John. I appreciate you popping in, my friend. You have a good night. All right, next. Let's like speed round through them. All right, what have we got? What have we got? I've also been in love with this kind of broken color. So don't be surprised if you see a few posts of mine that are experimental with some of this. Like I'm getting a lot of inspiration from these environment paintings. There's something about them. Like they're just, Anyway, we're not doing that right now. Let's have a look. Where? Oh, here, the first one. Okay. This is a nice one. He's kind of floating, but we can... Oh, where's he gone? Where's he gone? There we go. Can we make it larger? Beautiful. Thank you very much. All right. Now, this is where we can start to think more abstractly, because it's not a regular thing that we draw, or well, it might be for you. That might be your comfort zone. But the back of the head turning away, like a back 3/4, a lot of it has to do with his ear, right? Because you might be inclined to let's see if we were just going to throw a back 3/4 head here, and then put the ear like this. That doesn't describe the direction of this head very well if he's looking off this way. All right, you notice how the ear, you're only seeing a tiny little sliver of it. So we've got to keep that in mind. Okay. Also like the shadow shapes on here. Can you make them talking to each other? Ooh, Are they? They're kind of on a similar plane, right? Maybe this guy's given him some advice. Let's draw him first, and then we can like manipulate it later. Good call though. Alekrim, have you tried Heavy Paint app? Yeah, very briefly. I do want to play around with that a little bit. I want to, yeah. There's so much I want to do. So little time. Okay, what I should do. Let's get the whole picture in one, right? Give ourselves some, what do you call it? Some boundaries. Okay. And maybe we try and push this a little, not like crazy push it, but just have some fun. All right, so this is what I'm seeing here. This shape to begin with. Can we then fit him within this shape? All right, I'm going to start sketchy. All right, let's go the like loosey goosey, like fire, like whatever they are. I don't know what people call them. I'm calling it loosey goosey. All right, find some of these shapes here. Got the jacket. I'm going loose on this one. Then we're gonna tighten it up a tad. All right, maybe the head here, cap. All right, really not good. That's okay. And within each of these like sketches, right, I'm finding key shapes that help tell the perspective. Like this line here is a real key shape, right? This line here of the pand is a key shape. This whole back is like a key shape, or like a key line or angle, let's say, you know. All right, maybe he's I changed the shape of his little thing there. Maybe he's got a little bit larger feet. We sort of stylize him a little bit. Because there is that balance of, okay, I could go really slow if I'm doing like a study where I'm trying to get it bang onto the reference. Or we can start playing around, finding these shapes and pushing them and pulling them a little bit. Maybe the pant leg sort of scooches out a little bit more there. You know, he looks a little bit shorter here, but that's fine. All right, so we've got like a base here. Talking about that key line, which gives it direction. This key line of the head there. All right, this is another key line I'm seeing of like that arm crossing over a little bit, you know. So then we can knock him back and let's fill in the crazy. All right, maybe we make this a little bit higher. Scooch it forward a tad. You know, his hat might be a little bit larger here just because I want to make it a little bit larger. Hair. Ear. Right, and really editing these shapes. I'm not worried about all these little lumps and bumps. I can either decide later on if I want to add them or not. Completely up to me. I might do a little bit of that indication of the shadow though, because that's quite nice. Well, we might play around with that. Here, trying like a triangle-y kind of shape here. Here, this is going to go what we were talking about before, the primitives. This is where the primitives help. We understand that this hand, or this forearm, let's say, is a cylinder going backwards in space. But we're just going to use more we're going to be working in 2D land a little bit here. Right, where that knee is going to cross over. Right, I'm just playing around. So we've got that thumb here, which is on the stick. I think I've kind of made him a little bit shorter, so the stick's not going to be as tall. All right. Whoa, 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 what have I done? What have I done? And we're back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, 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 no. There we go, and we're back. Oh, we got something. Maybe he's just like on a little bench here. A little park bench or something, I don't know. But yeah, I was talking about before the concave. Like, most of you probably don't care. But I thought it was very fascinating because I went into like I was watching like physics professors talk about lenses and specular and like there's this thing called a real image, and then there's a not a fake image, like what is it called? Like a false image or something like that, right? Where if you've got like like they get this little disc, it's like concave, right? This little disc, but it's like a mirror, and if you put like a candle, like here, for example, just a candle in like a dark room, candle here, right? So they've got this lifted up. Onto like a little bit higher. You've got a candle here, and you put, let's get rid of this. And you put a piece of paper here underneath it. There will actually be an image of this candle show up on the piece of paper. I don't know if that would like wow any of you, but I was like, that's nuts. Because like a normal mirror doesn't like reflect in that way. It's like it actually shows the candle. It might even flip it potentially. Like it might be the inverse. Maybe. I can't remember the exact thing. But it was just fascinating. And that has to do with, like, if you've got a spoon, next time you've got a spoon, right? You'll notice that if you're looking at it, that you will be upside down. Right? Take a look at that. And then investigate further. Because I found it fascinating. I thought it was really cool. How often am I going to be painting or drawing concave mirrors? Very rarely. But still kind of cool to know, you know. Just out of interest. Reflective surfaces are very tricky, but very... It's what everyone likes, you know. It's like the highlights and everything. You know, like you look on social media and just like what everyone goes nuts over. There's something about it. They're just like, whoa. And I'm one of those people. But then like realizing that specular reflections are just like complete mirror reflections of the environment and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, very cool. I like it. So we've really miniaturized this fella. Nothing wrong with that. So we could take him here and maybe he's like looking, it's not going to fit exactly. Oh, nah. My layers are playing up. I watched a 1K FPS camera catching light. It was really interesting. Yeah. That kind of stuff is just fascinating. Because there's like a connection there with this, like just drawing. Because without, like the only reason we see anything is because of reflected light. Let me try this. Let's get this out of here. I want to see if I can get at least the head. With that sort of shadow shape feeling like something. Alright, then we probably have something going on there. Now this is going to be interesting. Because there's going to be an edge here. It's not like a, so you've got that hard edge of the ear. Cast shadow. But then you got a little bit of this potentially. Let's get rid of this here. Probably all should be going in the same direction, but what are you going to do? I'm getting a bit of that feeling of light. Oh, again. Get out of here. Cool. Forgiveness for the loud bangs. It's very windy outside. All right, next. Thought this was cool. This one, get a bit of... Ooh, I like that one as well. Look at this dude. What a legend. Alright, I like the expression on this. Let's see what we can do here. So we can just start. Let's do what we did before. Start real scratchy, real sketchy. See if we can find some of these shapes. You just get a bit of the eye direction to begin with. Oh, I love drawing hair like that. Yeah, it's tricky though. So what have we got expression wise? So it's kind of like you've got this balance between the two expressions, which makes it kind of look psychotic in a way. That's what I'd imagine a character is kind of portray. So you've got the brows down, but the smile. Right, and then this ear is way off. Alright, so we knock it back. Let's see what we can get. I would like to have it more than like 3 pixels though, so let's scale it up a little bit. And you got the brow down. And a tad bit of smoothing. No guards, how you doing? Alright, now I reckon I might try and block the hair as one thing. But with the silhouette of that hair showing more of the curls. Alright. So this is more of like a tame stylization. It's not too dissimilar, not pushing it like crazy, but thank you, No Guards. Wait, No Guards, yep. Lazy Sketch Guide, thank you. You should paint that one. It's a contender, potentially. Because I'd almost want to like push it a little bit more if I were to paint it. Now this would be all, this is all in shadow, right? So then I'd have to take that into account with the painting. Let's actually move her up here where we've got a bit of room. Pablo, Ben, is your course available in different languages? Not yet. Not yet, but it's something I've been thinking about. Now that hand is, well, maybe not. I don't know. Let's just get the whole thing in to begin with. Maybe it. Yeah. So this is tricky. This foreshortening, because it'll play tricks on you. Just block in this top here. Still thinking about this as like a solid thing, you know? So when I'm wrapping these things around, I want to really think about how they would lay on top. Right? Because it'd be very, very easy to break that illusion. Because we are inventing a lot of these shapes here as well. And I think I've broken the illusion. What size canvas do you use for so many drawings and still looks good? 4,000 by 4,000. She Meets City. Hey Ben, I'm a big fan and glad to finally catch some of your streams. What's your favorite trick for stylizing people? Appreciate you. Yeah, I recognize your avatar name from way back in the day, I think, on Instagram. Appreciate you popping in. Favorite trick. Good question. Favorite trick. There's no real like trick. Maybe from a practical thing, when you are trying to stylize people and not doing what I'm doing here, but actually have up a bunch of style references. So you can test things out. See like, all right, if I did the eyes in a certain style, how would that fit? You know? Or if I did the mouth in a certain style, how would that fit? Like trying a bunch of stuff out. That's also going to help you build your own style even more. And it gives you an opportunity to try things out based on what you like the look of as well. Instead of just noodling around in your own sandbox here. It's actually good to get some outside references from a style perspective. At least it's helped me a lot. So not like a complete like tactical trick there, but I hope that makes sense. She Meets City. What kind of pencil do you use? So this is just a flat flowy. I'll be releasing it soon. Been testing it with the workshop crew. You notice here I'm not following any of like the exact lines of the reference, you know what I mean? I'm laying them down, I'm understanding the form of this sort of pattern and then laying it down on my own three-dimensional surface, right? Which is going to help ground it more in this world that we're creating with these shapes, you know? So sort of wrap around more like this. So this is where you've got to be brave and skew away from the reference. Because as soon as I started drawing, anything that I do that is like exactly 100% with a reference is not going to make sense. Because we've created a whole different lot of shapes, you know. We could even push this further. We could make it look more. This is where I'd start playing. Like if I was looking purely at what you call it, like the expression. Might even make this, push this eyebrow up even further. All right, and open this eye even more. Not copying the reference, but I'm getting, what do I want to achieve? Manic. You know, maybe that makes more sense. Sells the idea a little bit more. Maybe even a smaller iris. Does that make more sense? Who knows? You don't know if you don't give it a whirl. I've also started to think more about, even with the pencil sketching, following the form a little bit more, you know? That guy, is this the best way to practice drawing, is to simplify references to simple shapes and lines? Not the best way by any stretch of the imagination. I like to do it because it helps me. There's a rhyme and a reason behind it. The simpler the shape, the easier it is to manipulate. As soon as you start going into details, it can get harder and harder to make adjustments, you know. Maybe we make her hair even bigger. And she's got this kind of Gene Simmons-esque thing at the back going on here. Then she's got the blonde hair here, so it's not going to be as... You don't want to be throwing a bunch of the darker hairs in there. Yeah, cool. I reckon we can kind of leave that one there. No guards. Sorry if I sound like a robot. I'm not good enough in it. No, you're fine. You're fine. No stress. You're all good. Hey, I remember practicing drawing with this exact same photo. Oh, nice one. Yeah, it's a fun one. Let's have a look. Yeah, this one could be cool. So it's just going to be a sketching one today, I reckon. Let's try down here. Let's give ourselves some room. So this is the thing he's going to be jumping over. Right, plant his hand over there. Hand coming up here. Head there. Really like you. I really like how you simplify and draw the ears. They give me so much trouble sometimes. Yeah, that's my go-to. Is just the little whoop in all its variations. Like you can do this and make it more pointy. Still the same idea. You can then turn it away. Right, but then you've still got that little thing there, so you can sort of turn it in space. Yeah, so just a nice little shorthand. So this is kind of what I'm seeing here. This kind of like... Whew. You still living in Australia? Yep. I'm afraid to go for the animals. Ah, they're fine. They won't hurt you. Just don't go to the top of Australia and get near any puddle of water. You'll be fine. And I wouldn't go swimming in the ocean either. Just personally. Risk and reward. Same reason why I wouldn't go bungee jumping. At least deep anyway. So it's almost like a block of shapes here. So we've got this head that's like in front, because if you can imagine him on the side, right, his head would probably be forward, right, and then he's jumping, and then his arms kind of back here, holding on to whatever, all right, and then his feet would probably be behind his body here, but his head's probably going to be forward the most. So this is in front, of this shape. This arm is in front of this back shape. These are kind of on the same sort of plane, let's say, as this torso. And this guy's going back in space and then flicking out. All right, so just a big sort of block of shapes to begin with. I copied your ear style. I love it. And now I use it for my character. Oh, fantastic. No, I don't mind. I took it from whoever I took it. I can't even remember who I took it from. I was just like, oh, that's cool. Probably like any other Pixar movie. You could see it, you know. It's just that it's much easier to draw. It's just that it's much easier for me to draw that way. Yeah, go for it. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't. My girlfriend is afraid of spiders, and where I live, they're small. If she sees a giant one, she'll die. You don't have to be worried about the giant ones here. Oh. Nah, I think the worst ones are the smallest ones. You got big huntsmans here, but I mean, they're fine. They're not going to hurt you. No, it was a bit cross-eyed there. Oop, looks a bit cross-eyed again. So where do I want him to be looking? That's what we can ask. Let's have him looking off to the side a little bit. Maybe that could be cool. Now this is what can trip me up as well, is that the neck, typically, because you draw a lot, I don't know about you, but like I draw a lot and I have like the neck always showing, but you're not seeing barely any of that neck here. So we don't want to do that, or it makes it look really, really weird. Is that Grand Theft Auto game you were looking forward to come out yet? No, it's not coming out till next year. You're going to play the game and pause to draw good art scenes. I would love to see a stream. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I've got to get like a stream, like a capture card or something, so then I can like play it on the PlayStation, and then pause it and do like plein air paintings. I reckon, yeah, it'll be good. I'm looking forward to that. And then, does that mean I could use that as a business expense? I'll have to think about that one. We have huntsman's spiders here too. I know they're not dangerous, but they look terrifying. Yeah, they do. They're big, chunky ones. Yeah, there was a... You're right. You're right, that guy. There was a spider called the big boy. And it... Yeah, you're not wrong. Okay, yeah, so my assessment of the smaller ones are the worst. But they're not... I think they're pretty rare, right? From what I remember. Yeah, because I remember yeah, no, it's coming back to me now. Yep. Damn. But put it this way, I say this all the time. I've lived here my whole life and I've never seen a snake in the wild. Right? Not saying that you won't. But I'm in South Australia. So... And we've got... Yeah, probably the worst snake in Australia, the brown snake. But no, thank goodness, never seen one in the wild. And they're not looking to eat you either. They're not looking to get you. You just got to be careful. Don't go walking around in shrubbery on a hot day. You'll be fine. Think so because they discovered it recently. Yeah, so it's very rare. You're not gonna get spooked by the big boy, unless you do. My husband got Borderlands 4 today, and he was playing it today. And that game art style is really cool. It is. It is. Yep. I know the one you're talking about. You used to catch snakes with your brother in Puerto Rico. He got bit. See, that's nuts to me. That's crazy. Because, yeah, we've just been brought up. Don't go near him. Don't even. Same with the sun as well. Over here, you got to like avoid the sun as much as you can. Like if we didn't have a hat in primary school, we weren't allowed to go outside. Forgot your hat? Oof. No hat, no play. That's right. We've also got slip, slop, slap with the sunscreen. He didn't know when to stop. Is the brown snake where the phrase brown touches yellow, it will kill a fellow comes from? Something about colour pattern on snake. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. I'm not afraid of snakes, but I don't like to touch its skin. Yeah, it's fair. Yeah, no hat. Yeah, no hat, no play. You're spewing if you forgot your hat. Let's see if we can push this just a little bit. Knee up here. I think his head's too tiny. Maybe. Or maybe his head's too big now. I love ball pythons. Man. For some reason, I know that phrase, even though I grew up in the Midwest here. The most dangerous animal is raccoons in your trash. Yeah, right. Yeah, bull pythons are such sweet snakes. I've had some friends who've had them. That's cool. Yeah, in America, that's the thing. Everyone gets all like, oh, Australia's so dangerous because of the animals. Over in America, you got bloody bears. At least I know 100% that if I just don't go in the ocean and or in a lake, if I'm up in the Northern Territory, that there's nothing on land that's going to just like end me. Whereas you guys got bloody bears. You know? So I think you guys win for the craziest animals. See Katzo. Hey Ben, I'm a recent fan. Oh, fantastic. Thanks so much. I've been trying to learn stylized drawing after 5 years of realism. Welcome. Discovered your work, looking for examples, and just wanted to say your work. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thanks for popping past. Any artists that you really love, that you're really loving these days? And in New York City, we just have huge rats. Yeah. They're kind of cute though, no? Kangaroos? Sorry. Any artists? I've been looking up some old masters more and more recently. And these. Oh la la. Dean Cornwell. This sort of stuff. Like I want to see if I can get a little bit of this going in my work. You know? Gemma, how you doing? Hope you're well. Hope you're practicing your poker skills. Right, I want to get a little bit of this because there's like this whole vignette kind of thing going on here. You got the painterly, it's telling a bit of a story. Oh, love it. Adro, just doing some sketches. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Yeah, kangaroos. Nah, they won't hurt you as long as you don't go near them. They're not coming near you. They're a very mind their own business kind of animal. The scariest one, I've said this a lot. Whoa, that eye is crazy. I've said this a lot. The blue-ringed octopus is probably like the scariest. It's a tiny little thing. We don't have any anti-venom for it. So if you get done, it's not going to be amazing for you. Our Rome. Come on. Oh, sorry. Instagram goes too fast. Oh. Hello. We're back. Ugh. Hold the phone. Hold, please. Zerdo's art. I've always been curious how you came up with your style, the look your drawings have. A combination of looking at others' work that I enjoy and just trying things out a lot. Poker skills up, nice, but we're just playing for fun. True. Looking at each post live, yours encourages me to draw. Fantastic. Greetings from Cologne. Looking at each post. Oh, Off from Colombia. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Amarello. Appreciate ya. But yeah, this, Dean Cornwell. Study, study, study. Highly recommend. Where was I? This guy. Expand. Okay, didn't get any bigger. That's fine. Now I think we could actually maybe bob the head down a little bit to really show that he's trying to get over, you know. Those buff kangaroos are so scary. You don't want to go near a big red. That's true, because I think they're very territorial. And somehow they must be getting their gear from somewhere, because they look like they're on steroids. And they don't eat. They just eat, like, I don't even know what they eat. Shrubbery. Ben, do you often go out to draw in the street in the city parks? No, not enough. Not enough. I would love to, though. I'd love to do it more often. Are we back? I think we might be back, hopefully. Saxa Sasha, how you doing? Nah, he looks a bit gumpy there. Hold on. Hold on. We will get the eye placement eventually. I think this fella, he can pop in here. I appreciate it. Thanks for popping in. Is it okay to call your style angular? How dare you? And why does it convey mood so well? Yeah, you can call it whatever you want. Convey mood. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like just having fun with simplification. Trying to edit out as much as I can to still get that sense of, oh, these eyes though, I tell you what, no thank you. Get out of here. He has no eyes. Yeah, because I guess I just try and edit out as much of the detail, at least in the beginning stages, you know? Because a lot of it is not necessary, at least for this kind of simplified kind of style. Should bring the wall back in. Now let's try this again, shall we? Let's think here. So this would be a good, actually a good point to, Like if you're having trouble with this like I am, grab a bit of style reference. See how other people would have tackled the eyes, you know? I mean, I'm just doing trial and error at the moment, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. So a couple of variables you can play with the eyes is the iris. If you're drawing blindfolded, you don't have to draw the eyes true. He's got like a mask on. Yeah. He's like Zorro, but he's completely like blindfolded. Done. Beautiful. Those roos are so jacked because they work as bouncers on the weekends. True. Oh, bet. Oh, man. Whew. Went way over my head. Very good, Bullwinkle. Oh, is it frozen? Is it? Hold on. Ah, hold on. Can you still see me? Am I moving? Okay, yes, I'm moving. Let's have a squeeze. Yeah. Display capture. Cintiq. Okay. Are we back? Can you see this? I thought you were just really focused. Oh my god, how embarrassing. Ugh. So one thing, I think what I was going to say, like one variable is the iris size. You know what I mean? You could give him more of that kind of vibe. And then you get another variable of the lower lid. Or you could go like larger, which will give it a completely different look. Right, which you then can play around with the upper lid. Gives it that more like anime-y kind of vibe, maybe. Which I don't hate. Then you can mess around with that lower lid. Yes, Def thought you were Googling. Oh, man. How embarrassing. Yeah, Samurai Jack-esque. Correct. Correct. Muzi Weeb, how you doing? Then you can go like somewhere in between with them. You could play around with how large the eyes are. You can do like a lot larger sort of eyes, but then with the smaller irises to give it like another complete. Oh, that looks a bit silly, but you know, you can also like the main character from Sifu. I'm not familiar. So you can, yeah, sort of go somewhere in between with them. It's a video game about martial arts. Ooh. How interesting. Now we could give him some things like some stuff to really show motion even more, because you can see his shirt is sort of pulling this way. Alright, so we could even add, I don't know, a pendant. Or just something to give him a little bit of motion, you know. Bis the Cookie. Hi, I'm from Brazil and I saw your work on Pinterest. Very good. I appreciate it. Thank you. We could even... Nah. Nah, I have to think about that a bit more. And I'm not going to get enough undos, am I? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I am. Yeah, cool. Well, look, I reckon I'm going to leave it there. More of a sketchy stream. Nothing wrong with that. Working on our line work, our understanding of form. If you like this kind of stylized stuff, check out the links in the description. Got an 8-hour 10-chapter walkthrough tutorial available right now. Currently also working on a course platform for any of you content creators out there. Reach out. Soon to be released. What else? Going to be at Lightbox next month. Coming up quick. I'll tell you what. Coming up real quick. As always, appreciate you guys popping in. Really, really means a lot. And these streams are the same time every week, 10:45 a.m. Australian Central Standard Time, around 3:30 PST the previous day on Sunday because of time zone stuff. All right, every week without fail, except for when we do fail. But yeah, I'll hopefully catch you in the next one. Do a quick little recap of what we did. Started off with this fella. Cool little sketch. This guy, I like the shadow on his face. All right, simplifying some of the forms. This lady, she was fun. That's cool with the expression. And this fella jumping over something. I appreciate it, Candace. Yeah, doing good. Yeah, the voice is back to normal-ish. No worries, Shimmy City. Vela, thanks for popping in. Catch you out of Candace Gamer. Pablo. And with that, Jesus, this music's gone bloody extreme. With that, I will bid you adieu. And I'll catch you in the next one.